This right here is a piece of AZEK exterior building material. You may run into it if you're doing some painting outside. And I've got 3 tips for you that'll help you avoid some significant heartache. Let's get into it. Yo, what's cracking, folks? Jeremy Vassar here with Super Vassar Brothers, and today we're talking about AZEK, which is this material right here. It is a PVC exterior building material. It gets used a lot on siding, decking, and a lot for trim work. That's where we run into it. It's gotten quite popular over the last 10 years or so. There are some best practices with this particular material that are a little bit different from traditional building materials like wood. And actually, tip number 3 is new to both Josh and I. Something we did not know, that if you screw that up, could actually like nuke your whole job. The majority of the time you're gonna run into AZEK, it's gonna be used as trim pieces, and generally there's gonna be a lot of nail holes in it because they've tacked it up with a nail gun. So you're gonna need to fill those holes before you paint it. And if you're gonna fill it, we tried originally just to use our wood filler, which is the orange wood filler from Sherwin-Williams, which is our favorite for interior. But you don't want to do that because it'll actually bleed through. Like the pigment in the orange will come through a lot of times for exterior paint because this is not an exterior product. So you want to use an exterior wood filler. This is our personal favorite, which is shrink-free spackling interior exterior from Sherwin-Williams. What's really nice about this material, it's extremely bright white. And in general, a lot of times you're gonna be painting the AZEK white as well. We just smear it in with our fingers, let it dry, sand it down with 150 or 220, gets it nice and smooth. Also, I've found with AZEK, a lot of times on the ends where they've cut it, depending on how big the piece of AZEK is, a lot of times along here you get a lot of kind of like little pinholes, and using particularly this product right here, it does a nice job of filling those little holes in. And like if this was like the side of the house and you could see this cut, sometimes the holes are pretty big depending on, again, how big this piece of trim is. So the shrink-free works really well to smooth all that out. Number 2 is the actual type of paint you'll be using to paint the AZEK. My brother and I actually almost stopped doing all exterior work a couple years ago because we were so frustrated with the exterior products that were available. And that is until we found this one, which is Benjamin Moore's More Glow Soft Gloss. This is what we use on all exterior trim, doors, shutters. If we're painting larger areas like siding and things like that, we'll use the More Guard Low Luster, which is just a same product, just a different sheen. This product just has a really nice open time, flows really nicely, levels out, looks great. It adheres to just about anything. You can brush it, roll it, spray it, whatever you gotta do, and it's very durable. So really good UV protection, all of that good stuff. Again, my favorite exterior trim product. And lastly, but certainly not least, number 3, on this last job, the client wanted to match the exterior of the sunroom to the siding in the house, and they were asking how dark can we go on this product, and then Josh and I were both like, I think you can just go whatever you want. And the whole construction of the exterior of that sunroom was white AZEK, and we're like, yeah, you can pick whatever you want. And then one of our project managers on that job was like, I think there might be some restrictions as far as how dark you can go. So then we all looked into it, and lo and behold, there actually is a significant thing about how dark you can paint AZEK. They have LRV recommendations for this product. Real quick, LRV is light reflectance value. All that is a number between 0 and 100 that denotes how light or dark paint color is. 0 would be a perfect black, 100 would be a perfect reflective white. So the higher the number, the lighter the color, and the lower the number, the darker the color. Now for this particular product, they recommend you not go below a 55 LRV. And then what happens is if you went with a very dark color, say you went with something like iron ore, which I think the LRV is like 7, that's a super dark gray. What happens is if you put that product on this AZEK, darker colors heat up more in the sun, and actually the AZEK material will get hot and actually cause the paint to fail. It'll either crack out the paint, it'll start to chip, or it'll just kind of slough off because you'll lose adhesion. So just keep that in mind. If you go with a really dark color for your exterior trim, you have to keep that in mind that you can't do that on AZEK. Most of the time it's not a big deal because AZEK again gets used as trim. Most people paint the trim white, that's really common, or a lighter color, but just keep that in mind. If you're gonna go with dark trim, like in your design scheme, which is starting to become a little more popular, you need to use a different material. You can use something like this, which is boral. It's another synthetic, but you can paint this whatever color you want. It can go super dark, it doesn't matter. So if you're kind of pricing things out and lining up materials, just keep that in mind for your construction. If you want dark trim or you're building something at AZEK and you plan on painting it super dark, what you definitely don't want to happen is do all the work with the AZEK, paint it something dark, and then have the product fail. That would be a super bummer. Now that you know some do's and don'ts of painting AZEK, if you want to have your project move along a little bit faster, check out this video right over here. Boom, nailed it.